China is a country that we need to really address, and Russia and Iran. China and Russia have a plan. I wrote this on February the 8th, 2022. See, the ocean is a tool that the communist Chinese will use to seek to overtake. To recollect your memory, in my past book, China is seeking geopolitical power, and that is controlling the land and the sea. They are planning to build a military tool. Okay, sisters and brothers, a military tool that is extremely high powered technically for underwater strategy to arrive on the Pacific Ocean and USA and all the areas. Also, Russia secretly is planning something. These countries' war strategy is timing, and they seek to chisel through the boundaries to arrive at a plan for world power to get any country they can get and use like savages. Do not let Russia take your cane. It will take many lives of the people. This is in February 8th, 2022. And I asked before to come in and protect Hurricane, and I have a letter showing how to do it. But the present military under Biden, and not under Biden. Biden doesn't control our America right now. So let me tell you that there's China here in the perimeter. Then there's Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq. Then across the ocean, there's Latin America. Then under China, there's India, and there's Africa. Okay, then above China, there's Russia, and then there's Europe, and then across away, there's Taiwan. So China could go through Russia. Do you hear me? Then from Russia to Canada, and that's why I asked for Finland and Sweden to be on the NATO to have protection. They could go through that. They could many ways. They could bring trucks and information of computer information. And then also the China, $6.1 billion India owes China. Okay, they have a bad contract and they're enslaving them. They also own many contracts with Africa because they have many minerals that they want. Because Africa is a great country of beauty, of all good things that God has given them, but they're using Africa. Then they want to go across to Latin America on Honduras, and they want to trade with the president, Mrs. Castro. She's a new president, and Honduras is right below Mexico. They could go through Mexico to California. Then, brothers and sisters, if they go China, if they go to the east, they could get Taiwan. If they get Taiwan, they have that. Not only do they ruin a whole legacy of years of work through, because Taiwan has a lot of international business, and all countries, all peoples will be affected by it, and years of hard work, and people will become enslaved over a period of time. Then China could go down to the South Seas through the Black Islands to Australia. So can't you see, on every point China has power, and we need to protect our countries. We need to become friends with these borders. We need to give better loans, better deals than China does. And so China has a 10-year plan, to take over the countries of the world. And even if they don't totally take over through force, a military tool, sociologically they could, technology they can, business they can, and also, just as we stated in our other writings, in Facebook was controlled, at the time when President Trump got in. He did get in, but Facebook, he used millions and millions of dollars. He donated, the president of Facebook, to control the minds of men and how to look at the voting system. I could go on and on and on and on, but also we have to be careful because China will set up information. And they will set up information at every port, every area. And it's a very serious thing. And even in the north area where the Nordic is, they're setting up areas where they're having ports to trade information, trade goods and services. And And we need to work together. We need to work together to protect our country. It's not something I'm just stating because I feel like this. I have a calling, and I've had a calling for years. My name is Lucia Arden. I have a bestseller book, Our Need to Give to the World, Heal America, Loving God. And we need to all, just like President Lincoln did, President Lincoln, President George Washington, President Reagan, and all the many presidents, they got down on their knees and they prayed. We are a Judeo-Christian ethnic nation, and we know what truth is under our belief system. Not a woke system, not a system that's rhetoric, but you answer questions in a Socratic method and protected by facts. Okay? Plus, we need to vote freedom, so we need to vote a president that puts America first. Otherwise, our country won't have any future for the next 10 to 30 years. We need to bring back all small and large business and manufacturing. We need to give tax benefits, not take taxes away. Now they hired 817,000 IRS agents to try to get monies from the people. That's terrible. The people needs their money because they got hurt by the CCP virus, and because the economy is not so well, the government shouldn't do that. Plus, the government is putting a third tax on investors. That's terrible. So that's spending more governmental money. Correct? We don't want that. That's a communistic country. We want less governmental spending. Plus, we need to give benefits to small and large businesses. And first benefits, and to be careful that China doesn't buy loans, government loans, which they have, to build military tools. This is all in my work that I've shown throughout my social media and my books. Lucia Arden, Our Need to Give to the World is my first book. Arise to God's Truth is my second. And then also we need to make sure we have a free trade. A free trade is the third thing in a supply chain economy, which is excellent because it gives flowingness of America and the country to be self-sufficient. So in a free trade, those are companies that have stock, that don't have too much regulation, so they can exchange money to give jobs to the people and also to give benefits to the people. Such as I heard that Elon Musk is building an area in one of the states, America, where all his employees are staying. He's helping them. We could work on this, and we could win. And winning is justice, okay? The thing is there's more elite that want to save America than elite that are communist. So we need to vote freedom, and there'll be no doubt about it. If we all stand up to vote in 2024 for Trump, we will vote freedom. I am not saying what I want. This is an ordained message by many ministers, many people that see the truth. But if you don't believe in God, look at the numbers, look at the statistics, look at the purpose. We, under Biden's government, they took 140,000 jobs of the oil. They stopped mining oil. And it wasn't just 140,000 jobs. What about all those people that hire people? So it's double, actually, because many of the CEOs make billions, millions, and millions of dollars, and they had to stop many of their employees. Plus, they didn't make sure that the housing was protected. They just give them surplus of money, those checks of surplus of those checks to help them along. They should have made sure their housing was protected and their felt needs, not just giving a check. How do we know what they did with their check? And then also, Biden went in too late to protect hurricanes, so we've had to put so much more money into things that so much loss. And he did bring other high-powered tools after a while, but it was too late. He had a choice, and I gave him an outline what to do. He didn't follow it, and other people gave him an outline, and he did not follow it. I could go on and on and on what's happened to our country, and now he doesn't have good international friendship with Israel and Iraq. We need to come together again, and he needs to send an ambassador with Israel, Iraq, so we could be friends, because Russia and China and Iran are together. And we need to protect each other. We need to protect the borders. But we know, as a Judeo-Christian nation, when we get down on our knees, just like George Washington did in December of Christmas Eve, 1776, he protected us from the British in slavery to their mentality and to their taxes and control of the people. We also want to protect our nation and not come enslaved. Like Lincoln, he promoted not to have slavery in the North and South, and he was the justice for the humanity to bring freedom. And we want this also for our country today. So it's not something that this is that we don't have in humanity or in a nation, that someone tries to take a virgin nation. We are a virgin pure nation with the greatest gifts, and China and Russia want to try to take us, and they're using also other forces such as Iran. And as I stated before, we cannot have mandatory vaccination. Mandatory vaccination is death. And by the way, I wanted to tell you, let's go back to that first point, the Democratic leaders that controls Biden, there are going to be some problems with him. God has had it. He is retaliating. He's given them time. They are the seed of death of America. The Democratic elite communist leaders, not the Democratic Party, the beautiful lay people that work their blood, sweat, and tears, but they don't realize if we don't change our votes to a vote of freedom, we will not have America. There is no more beautiful Democratic Party. It's ran by the elite of evil, Reagan would say, evil communism. And it's an inside job. All the CCP virus, the hurricane, the Afghanistan, the taking vote away of Trump, the manipulation of conspiracy of Trump, bringing down our economy, controlling the way we live for our mandatory vaccination. And I am a science and philosopher, and I've worked in the medicine for over 20 years, and political issues for many, many years I've worked with. You could see my work from the beginning of 2007, where I had a plan to have recycling plants all over the United States, but they didn't listen to me. Now I want to tell you that this is a plan to take down our America. It's an inside job of many elite communists. We need to step up. Whether you're communist, you better stop being communist as a layperson. Whether you're Democrat, you better stop being voting for the elite communists. You better vote for freedom. And whether you're a Republican and you don't forgive what they've done to our country, you need to forgive. You need to forgive them and come together, and we can make this work. Otherwise, in 10 to 30 years or sooner, your country will be lost if we go on this path. It doesn't have anything to do with me. This is logic. This is logic. I've showed you the logic. You can look at my work. And going back to the mandatory vaccination, CCP virus was made in the lab as a holocaust of humanity, and also weaken our country. It's a silent tool for war. It weakens all organs, and the vaccination weakens organs. And it was made in the lab so it could decrease population. That's why infertility is a problem when they try to give the vaccination, because the vaccination, they don't want us to multiply the population. But also it weakens and changes the cell makeup of the organs, which is shown in the military tests, and also for children. Children should never take the vaccination. And the vaccination causes inflammation of the cells. So that's where any disease or virus begins in the inflammation. But I was told a month after, in January, but I knew that there was a CCP virus in early December, that we should not take the vaccination, that there should be alternative ways. And so they made the vaccination inside the lab so they could have a holocaust of humanity, weaken our organs and our people, okay? And plus, the way they made the vaccination, the CCP virus was made in the lab. The vaccination has very distorted components of molecules that cause disease within the system when given, and it's proven by the fact of the organs and the contraindications of many, many people. So the vaccination should not be given at all. Alternative medicine. And you ask, why are you putting so much time in this? Because it is breaking down our country. I love America. I love humanity. This has been my job for years. I've done this for years, but they try to hide me away and also do violence, conspiracy, and even death upon me. But I've gotten past this, and I'm standing on my 2 feet, and God hears us, just like He heard Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, all the presidents, Reagan, and even Trump. Trump has grown into himself, and he is America first. And can't you see why they got into his house, the FBI? Because they want to bring him down. Now, brothers and sisters, I want to tell you, we need to come together and we need to vote freedom. We need to protect our country. I've showed you the contraindications over a period of time. They plan to take America, but we're not going to let them. We're going to work together. We're going to work together in strategic planning that's not rhetoric, because everything, Dan Bongino, Bongino, he's a specialist about America. And he tries to interview these Democrats that are elites, communists. And most of them don't know what it is to be poor. Okay? They don't know what it is not to have. Most of those people that he interviews, okay? Their job has been given to them by a silver platter. I'm not saying they don't work, but they do not answer his questions. It's called rhetoric. That's why Socrates got killed. They poisoned and killed him because he made his students question the truth. So this has been going on for centuries. In the Roman Empire, the quorum, it's actually a quorum like a big judge, the Congress, House and the House and the Congress, okay? In the times of the Judeo-Christian time of the Roman in power, they poisoned Socrates and killed him because he made his students question. And that's what Dan is trying to tell, Dan Bongio, the truth, to show the people the truth, but they don't answer the question. And we need to come together, and the Black Life Matter does matter. The Black life does matter, but we need to come into peace, not violence, and make solutions, not violence. These are beautiful, tender people of God. These are our country. We need to come together, and the Black Life leaders cannot bring violence. They do a lot of beautiful things, but we cannot have violence, and I'm right by them side. No violence, brother and sister. We could come together, and Pope the 10th, okay, you don't may know him, but he is like a good Elon Musk in God's leadership in the whole century of time. He said that one of the greatest tools, that's the most treacherous, that enemies try to do, the first thing they try to do is bring dissension between the people. Okay? Pope the 10th, you don't know. He's in my first book. They try to bring tension and dissension and evil between the people. And then they try to change the truth. Okay, those are the two things. And then they try to corrupt the people, and they use suppression and trickery. This is Pope the 10th. This has been going on for years. And I choose him because I am a believer in God. Okay? I am a believer in God. And so that might be relative to you, because he didn't have any motive, a political motive. He had a motive to help the people. So let us all come together and pray, just like Abraham Lincoln did, George Washington, Reagan, and also the other presidents, and even Trump prayed. Okay? We need to come together. We need to come together. And when I yell out and intense, I'm not mad. This is my personality. Okay? I'm American, but I'm Italian descent. Okay? And I'm a woman, and I'm happy to be a woman. And I'm here to help, and I have helped. And we are going to work together. Now, I want everybody to be positive, optimistic, in action of truth. It starts in the community, an individual, each one of us. We need to try to help ourselves to do the right thing, whether it's smoking marijuana in front of the children or smoking at a hotel marijuana that you're not supposed to, or in the hallway, or making sure a child is protected, or not doing masonry in the churches and evil witchcraft in the churches. It begins there, and not using corruption and fraudulence. It begins there. It begins there that you have fair business. When you can't deliver on your business and you paid your bill, you need to be, the money has to be returned. If you have extra funds, you need to help those who need help. We need to help each other. Many people don't even have a home anymore. We need to put the people back in their homes. There's many solutions, many ways that we could correct. But let each one of us, it begins with me, and it begins with you, and it begins with the community, the families, individuals, and the businesses. But I believe the elite that are righteous in justice, they are chosen by God as a great, great king, okay, and queen, to help, not to hoard everything, but to help. And their kingdom and their tree of life will multiply triple if they help more. So please, brothers and sisters, let us come together in peace of strategic truth, not rhetoric, truth, and save our America. And how do we save it? Through the power and strength of God's right arm. This is Judeo-Christian ethic. God brings the sun on the good and the evil. He brings the sun and strength in all peoples. Okay? When you seek after truth, this is the divine nature of life itself. Let us follow together in divine justice, divine love, divine compassion, divine truth, divine restoration, divine purpose, divine future for divine happiness.